From Rhydon to Rhydon, nerds are passionate about a lot of things, but there's something they love above all else. That is correcting people. This is Actually. Joining us today, we have Shane Crown.
Happy to be here.
Zeke Nicholson.
Hey!
And Ally Beardsley.
Hi.
Back for more.
Yeah, baby.
The way this game works is very simple. I have here a stack of statements. These are false statements. It's up to you to identify what is incorrect about them, buzz in, and correct me. You must precede all your corrections with actually. If you don't, you won't get a point. And you can interrupt me at any time, just like in real life. As soon as you see something that's wrong, just fucking get in there and tell me what's wrong about it. All right, here we go. This first question is about Pokemon. While Bulbasaur may be the first Pokemon in the Pokedex, several other Pokemon, yes?
Sorry.
Sorry, just a
False
general
alarm.
sorry.
I'm actually sorry.
Fastest thumbs in the West. All right, we'll get there eventually. Question 1. While Bulbasaur may be the first Pokemon in the Pokedex, several other Pokemon also have the claim of being first. From Rhydon being the first Pokemon designed by developers, to Mew being the genetic predecessor of all Pokemon. There's also the question of Arceus, who due to his time travel ability could theoretically travel into the distant past to be the first chronologic. Yes?
Actually, Mewtwo is the genetic predecessor to all.
No, Mewtwo is a clone.
Actually, Mew is the genetic predecessor just to Mewtwo.
No, and point of fact, in Pokemon lore, it's believed that Mew is somehow like the core DNA.
Got it.
Yeah,
I said it confidently and incorrectly.
No, but I love that.
Yeah.
Shane.
Rhydon was not the first one designed.
Rhydon actually was the first Pokemon designed by developers. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Isn't that weird?
That's like the lamest one.
You know how everyone loves Rhydon?
Thanksgiving parade, there's a big
Yeah,
Rhydon
the
balloon.
Rhydon.
Here comes everyone's favorite Pokemon. It's Rhydon.
I always ran whenever there was a Rhydon on the game. I was like, I don't have time. Actually, the Pokemon that you said has time travel abilities, that's not true.
That is a correct correction. Can you be more specific?
No, because I think it's a Gen 2. This is not my
Yeah, it's not.
area
It's
of
not red
expertise.
blue. It's not red blue.
I don't even think it's gold silver, is it?
Actually, it's Gen 5. I know this is no
Not
longer
even
the
a question.
question.
Yeah, you don't have to buzz it incorrect.
But that's the god Pokemon.
That's correct. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Arceus is the god of all Pokemon.
What happens when they run out of gemstones to name shit after? You know?
Yeah, they're just going down like the periodic table, like Pokemon.
Lithium.
All right, well, that is 1 point for Shane. This next question is on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tom Holland stars as the friendly neighborhood web-slinger in Spiderman Homecoming, a fresh take on Spider-Man's origin story, featuring Michael Keaton as the villainous Vulture. Shane.
Actually, it's not his origin story.
That's correct.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Kind of picks up somewhere in the middle.
Yes, yes, this is one Spider-Man movie that is not an origin story. They finally decided maybe people get Spider-Man now, and we don't need to do that again. It's like funny to not have to explain. Imagine there's a person who was bitten by a radioactive or genetically enhanced spider, and then they're bitten and they have certain spider-like powers that you all know. Okay, great. We don't need to explain that. That's the norm.
Now
That's
he's
the
at a
baseline
homecoming dance.
Well, we will move on to Star Wars. While the primary amphibious species we meet in Star Wars are the Mon Calamari of Mon Cala, such as Admiral Akbar of the Rebel Alliance, we also briefly meet the amphibious Quarren, or squid heads, of Kakaris. Shane, so fast in this.
Actually, the squid people are also from Mon Calamari.
That's correct. I
God.
didn't expect anyone to get this, but yes, Mon Cala is home of both the Mon Calamari and the Quarren. It is one sea planet that is home to
A bunch of appetizers.
a bunch of appetizers.
This planet is just sponsored by TGI Fridays.
Yeah, seriously. Quick, the blooming onion just flew through the door.
Welcome, it's still happy hour. So the big fish-headed people, those are the Mon Calamari. And the people who have squid-like tentacles on their head, not calamari.
Yeah,
What are they?
They're the Quarren.
The core.
they're the nachos.
You gotta think like, if there's like 2 sentient species on a planet, and one of them is like, this planet is named after us, it's like, that's gotta be bad for the other one, right? Like,
They must be just killing each other over there,
Yeah.
underwater.
Probably deep frying each other, putting some marinara on the
A
side.
little bit of lemon.
Oh, let's go now.
well, we'll move away to Indiana Jones.
Oh, great. The ride, I hope.
After the third hill.
What comes crashing down at you?
In Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indy discovers his former lover, Marion Ravenwood, in Nepal. She agrees to sell Indy the headpiece of the Staff of Ra for $3,000, but not before the Nazis are able to photograph it, allowing them to construct their own version. Shane?
Actually, they didn't photograph it. It was burned into his hand.
That's correct. It was burned into the hand of the head Gestapo agent. Yeah, I don't know, man. Shane, that's right.
What the fuck, Shane?
I want to be on a different episode.
4 points for Shane. Moving on to our very first shiny question. Now, shiny questions are just like shiny Pokemon in that they are basically the same, just a little bit different and a little bit rarer.
Nice.
This is a game that we call Order Up. On the other side of your board, you see 5 characters from the Harry Potter franchise. I want you to arrange those characters in order of their deaths in the series.
Chronological order or intensity?
In the intensity. That guy died hard.
Honestly, yeah.
Chronological order as it would exist within the timeline of Harry Potter. And go. You have 5 very dead characters. But when did they die? Ally is buzzing in. What has she got? I'm sorry, Ally, this is incorrect.
No! All right.
Shane. This is also incorrect. Zeke. This is the correct answer.
Yeah.
The one that seemed to give people trouble is Tom Riddle,
Duh.
who is, of course,
Come on.
Voldemort.
You got
Voldemort
that.
doesn't die until the very end. The correct
Oh
order
my
here is
God.
Myrtle Warren, also known as Moaning Myrtle, Lily Potter, who is Harry Potter's mother, Sirius Black, who dies in Order of the Phoenix, Albus Dumbledore dies in Half-Blood Prince, and Tom Riddle, a.k.a. Voldemort, a.k.a. He Who Shall Not Be Named, does not die until the Deathly Hallows.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
I knew that.
The
I
first
knew that
time I
Tom-
almost had it.
Yeah. Well, that is a point for Zeke.
Nice.
I feel great. Things are going well for me now.
We made some mistakes in the last episode and you caught them. Here they are. At WeQuay1189 says, actually killed Jaden only taught Gul'dan fell magic, who then spread that to a handful of other orc shamans. It was the blood of the demon Manroth that corrupted the orcish horde, making this the second thing I got wrong about Kill Jaden. At Jarn Tazak says, actually the Star Wars question contains no false statements. If there were 5 actors portraying Darth Vader, then no less than 4 is still a true statement. That is incredibly picky, which is what the show is all about. 1 point for Adjarn Tazak. And from our Dropout Discord, Beckett says, actually Hector was technically correct about Steven Universe. Amethyst is a native of Earth, not an alien. Very well, I will take your point and give it to Hector.
Here we go. This is about anime. One of the more popular subgenres of anime and manga centers on a scenario in which multiple pilots assemble a giant mecha robot out of smaller sub-robots, a trope that can be seen in cartoons such as Voltron, live-action TV shows such as Power Rangers, and movies such as Pacific Rim. Shane.
Actually, Pacific Rim, the robots weren't composed of other robots.
That's correct.
Dang.
They are just giant robots, not robots that are built out of smaller robots.
Still multiple pilots, though.
Yes, looks very cool, but as a feat of engineering, probably never the right way to go, right?
Why give them legs? Just give them big tank treads.
Yeah.
They'll
Then
just
they
get
can't
knocked over.
down.
Now
Yeah.
balance has to be a factor.
It would be awesome if that was real, though, because like if you and your friends could link your cars together and then have a giant van to take on a road trip as an option. Like, I'm surprised cars can't do that.
Okay, friends, assemble.
Yeah.
I think you're just describing a train. I think that's a train.
I just don't get. It's like we all have our own cars, and then we just link them on, say, a track. I don't know. I'm just spitballing
Maybe
here.
Steam could power that.
Maybe,
car
yes.
van.
One car
Some of them would
serves
be like cars where you
food.
sit. Yeah, some are cars
Yeah.
where they serve food. They're all
we're onto
specialized in their own
Always
way.
the cafe car.
I want to
That's
know
me.
how much time they spend choreographing their like intro dance shit at the beginning, where they're
Yeah.
like, our minds are linked and now we're doing this.
Yeah.
It's also like, it does feel like there's gotta be like a dumb hierarchy for being like, it's all right, you get to be the leg, you're the arm, of course I'll be the hand moving on. And
Yeah,
you're gonna,
yeah.
What?
Why
Sorry?
do you get to be the head?
Well, I figured like, you're
Because
so
I'm the foot. I've kind of always been the foot.
yeah, you're so great at supporting. You're such a good supporter, you know, like we love your support.
Gotcha. There's no weapons down here.
Hey, we're gonna put a giant boot over you. I hope that's cool.
I hope we're winning.
This is about The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale. The protagonist of The Handmaid's Tale, June Osborne, is known by the name Offred, a name which all handmaids share as a reference to their dull red robes. Zeke.
Actually, they're named of the commander that they serve. So there's like Off Glen, Off.
That's correct.
Yes.
Offred is of Fred,
Fred.
and so her name is Offred. That is a point for Zeke.
Dang.
This is about The Lord of the Rings. Frodo, the eponymous character of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, offers to take the One Ring to Mount Doom, also known as Orodruin. Zeke.
Actually, eponymous means like what it's named after, right? And so Frodo, the Lord of the Rings are not named after.
That's
him.
correct. Frodo is not
Damn.
the eponymous character of the Lord of the Rings.
Damn
He's hot.
it.
Do you know who the Lord of the Rings is?
Sauron?
Was it?
Sauron?
It is Sauron. Sauron is the Lord of the Rings.
Dang.
Sauron is the eponymous character of the Lord of the Rings
That's
trilogy.
just a vocab.
That was a little bit of a vocab.
Yeah.
Yeah. This brings us to our second shiny question. This is a game called Spelling Bee. Spelling in English is hard enough, but spelling in sci-fi and fantasy is damn near impossible with apostrophes, extra vowels, extra consonants, all over the damn place. So your word is Kashyyyk. Yes, Shane.
K-A-S-H-Y-Y-Y-K.
That's correct.
I'm more embarrassed now.
What even is that from?
Well, Shane, take it away. What is Kashyyyk?
It's the Wookiee homeworld.
Yes, it's
Life Day.
I mean,
Kashyyyk is the planet that Chewbacca's from, as are all the other Wookiees.
this is like how Schmucks on Jeopardy felt when Ken Jennings was like really rolling. Like, okay, I feel like I'm witnessing history.
Great.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Now, we're not perfect either. If you notice something that we got wrong here on the show, you can correct us for the chance to get a point. Just tweet at @actuallyshow. We will move on to a question about Back to the Future. Marty McFly interrupts an undiscovered Chuck Berry at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance in order to play a rocking version of Johnny Be Good, which is met with stunned silence by the onlooking audience. Yes, Shane, what?
I'm
What is
sorry.
it?
Actually. It wasn't Chuck Berry. It was his cousin, Marvin Berry.
That's correct. Everything about that is correct.
God.
Sometimes we have questions where we're like, oh, this will be a little too hard. And sometimes we're like, oh, that'll be a bit of a gimme, but it'll be good to be in there. And like now I'm just like, where's that one that we rejected? Because it's like no one's gonna fucking know this. And I was like, all right, you think you're so hot stuff? Let's see if we can get this. We're gonna have a question now about Game of Thrones. Emilia Clarke's conquering character Daenerys announces herself to Khal Morro as Daenerys Stormborn of the House Targaryen, the first of her name, the unburnt, unbowed, and unsullied, Queen of Meereen, Queen of the Andals, the Rhoynar and the First Men, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Breaker of Chains, and Mother of Dragons.
Actually, I don't think I don't know what the correct answer is, but I think it's not Khal Morro that she announces that to, right?
It is. I mean,
is.
there's several times, but because her title changes a little bit over the season, we want to be sure that it's like at this point in the series, this is how
Got it.
she's introducing herself. Shane.
Is Unsullied part of her title?
That's
Unsullied is not part of her title.
Actually.
Buzz it.
Actually, Unsullied isn't part of her title.
That's correct, Al.
Oh, wow.
Definitely me just jumping in on there, but the unburnt, unbowed, and unsullied, that is not a part of her title. But yeah, long-ass title.
It's like your resume and your name. Yeah. Point Loma Nazarene University.
your name is all that. It's like, yeah.
I go by Rhea.
We move on to our last shiny question of the game. And this is a game called Hear Me Roar. We're going to play you some sound clips and ask you to identify the things in the clips. Now, we've done dragons before, we've done magic spells. This time, we are going to ask you to identify the villainous laugh from various movies. Whoever can get the most villains identified will win the 1 point for this particular question. Sounds good?
great.
All right. Let's play that first clip.
Is that Mark Hamill's Joker?
That is Mark Hamill's Joker, yeah. That is Joker from Batman the Animated Series. Let's go ahead and hear laugh number 2. Shane.
Is that Salacious Crumb?
That is Salacious
No
Crumb.
way.
I actually knew what that. I can picture that, but don't know that.
Jabba
name.
the Hutt's
Yeah.
little
Salacious,
guy.
yeah,
Blue
Jabba's
guy.
little fucking
Oh
furry
my
furry
God.
pet thing that just sits in the lap.
Salacious Crumb.
Crumb is
You're kidding me. That is a publication I'm gonna start right now. The Salacious Crumb.
it's a sexy baking magazine.
All the secrets.
Ooh. Let's hear number 3. Allie.
Is that one of the witches in Hocus Pocus?
No.
Definitely got a witch vibe to it, though.
Yeah.
Shane.
Is it the Wicked Witch of the West?
It is the Wicked Witch of the West. Yes, the wickedest witch of all. That's the Wicked Witch of the West. Let's hear number 4.
It really, it changes from like evil to like he remembered a joke that was really dope and he can't, and it like got a hold of him.
Is this from Death Note?
No, it's not.
Is it the villain from Mulan? He had a bird.
This is Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. So you were right to laugh. It is a funny, old Kelsey Grammer himself, giving that Sideshow Bob laugh. All right, let's hear the last one here.
Louis C.K.
The greatest villain of all. No, that's incorrect. Anyone have a guess here?
What if that was the right answer?
Yeah.
That'd be so political.
We're just
Number
going to
8
inject
in
a
the
little
Wall of
commentary.
Villains,
Yeah.
Louis C.K. laughing at his own joke live.
He was laughing at this masturbation joke. He knew what he did. Last call for any guesses here. This is Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets. The two old Muppets laughing up in the pews. 3 correct identifications from Shane. Shane will claim the point for this shiny question. This brings us to our final question, which, as always, concerns real-life skills. The rate of homeownership in the US has been remarkably low recently, with some blaming millennials for their shifty hatred of homes or something. A more reasonable explanation might be the seemingly unattainable astronomical cost. Here in Los Angeles County, the most populous county in the US, the median home price is now $580,000, which would require buyers to have $58,000 on hand for a traditional 10% down payment.
Actually, that's not a traditional down payment. 10%?
Can you be more specific?
I don't know.
You're on the right track. But
Is it a 3% that you have to have?
That is also incorrect.
Cool. I don't own a home, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the percentage is actually 5.
Nope, I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. The traditional down payment on a home is 20%.
I was just gonna answer that. Oh, dang.
So,
That's gonna be my next
what
guess.
if you were looking to buy a median home in LA County, you don't need $58,000 on hand. You in fact need $116,000 on hand, which does not include the additional closing costs and other fees associated with purchasing a home.
Real life's scary.
What
Yeah.
if you have 8 points and you wanted to buy a home? Could Shane get a home?
I would like to
down
trade these
payment
points
of
in
2
for-
points.
So our final score, our winner, Shane Crown with 8 points, Zeke Nicholson with 3 points, and Ally with 1.
Should be called dumb, actually.
Hey, quit it, come on.
I'll see you losers later.
Come on, quit it.
on this game.
No.
Thanks for having me as a guest.
Well, that is our episode. Join us next time for even more hyper-specific pedantic corrections here on Actually.